What's going on, everybody? Back with another one. I know it's been a while. I haven't had a chance to post, guys, because I took a trip over to North Carolina for 4 days. I got home so late, landed at like 1 in the morning, and then I had just a bunch of things to catch up on with work and everything. Also, the markets have been kind of choppy, so let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about what the markets are doing, where I think they're going, and what I'm seeing, right? So if you guys can hit the like and subscribe button, I really appreciate it. You know, I really want to keep growing the channel. I'm really passionate about all of this, and you know, love sharing what I'm seeing and my knowledge and my thoughts with you guys. So we're all in this together. But so I want to talk about the S&P 500 a little bit and what I'm seeing still. So I am still seeing a Wyckoff distribution phase, right? Meaning that, again, for people who don't know, it's a wide range of choppiness after an accelerated like move up to the upside, and we've really just been chopping up there. The thing that makes me even more look at it like a Wyckoff distribution is there's massive engulfing red candles, and there's more of those compared to the green candles, right? There's no real engulfing green candles if you look at the last couple of weeks on a daily chart. And again, you know, as traders, as investors, mostly as traders though, we need to be prepared for anything that can happen. So if you are long the market, cool, you know, just understand that there definitely is a lot of, in my opinion, there's a high probability for a nice 10 to 15% correction somewhere in that range before we could move higher. You know, the regular market, the regular stocks, they're not really doing anything. There's not too much going on. If you look at the commodities like gold, again, gold's just been chopping around, dancing around that 4,000 level, 4,001, 4,000. It's barely holding, in my opinion. I mean, it's an area of massive support, but there's no strong bounce off of it, meaning that there is not aggressive buyers in that area, right? Like, that is what we're essentially looking for in all of the markets right now that we're looking at, whether it's the stock market or the crypto market, or if you're in commodities and you're looking at a gold trade, right? So there's no aggressive buyers, in my opinion, for the S&P, either for S&P 500 or gold. And I'm not really even seeing it so much in crypto, though I am going to talk about that a little bit more in the video about some of the cool things that we saw happen over the last few days. But what I'm really seeing, again, is that distribution, a lot more selling pressure than buying. And I mean, what better time to have a correction in the stock market before the midterm elections, which I believe is around November 3rd. I believe that's the date. If that's not the date, it's definitely around that time. What better time, though, guys, to have a sell-off now, a nice correction between, let's call it now and middle of September, or even back end of September, and then you have a beautiful rally for those last 4 weeks where the S&P just starts going crazy right before the midterm election. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. That's like the psychology that I'm seeing behind the movement of the market. It doesn't really have a catalyst to go higher. There's nothing really out there that's like, hey, let's make this thing go higher right now. You know, we're still at war, of course, obviously, and yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on the S&P 500. But now, let's talk about, you already know, crypto. So what am I seeing in crypto? First of all, I want to talk about, did you guys see the massive move on Shiba Inu? I mean, we had two massive green candles, broke out of a trend line. You know, we've sold off since then. But it was a pretty hyped 2 days, you know? So that's an indicator though, guys. that is an indicator that essentially the selling pressure is slowing down. The buyers really are coming in, and there's not going to be enough shorts to really keep this thing, you know, from blowing off the top or, you know, going up. I'm not going to say it's going to like 10x or anything like that, but, you know, going up to 5, 6, 7, you know, somewhere up there. I know it definitely needs to reclaim that 5, 6 range. That's very psychological for it. But so that was exciting. But it's showing me again something that I want to touch on in that last video that I posted in this video. It's showing the relative strength in crypto. Okay? Like the price action is starting to come back, right? The strong aggressive moves is slowly starting to show itself, and we're slowly starting to flip bullish. Okay? So if you go look at other things like Chainlink, right? But let's talk about the big boy, right? Because not everybody's in altcoins. Bitcoin and Ethereum. What are they doing? Where are they going? Right? I mean, this is what we need to know. This is exactly what it is that... This is why we trade, right? This is why we take trades. And we need, again, a bull and bear case scenario. And you always, guys, need to keep that in mind for forever. Whenever you take a trade, have your stop loss. Look at, you know, obviously keep a strict stop loss, but always look at both scenarios as to why you're taking this trade or why you're even just buying, even if it's a long-term investment, right? Like, why am I buying at this current level? Why am I buying at this price, right? So it's definitely something that always you need to keep in mind. This is literally the mindset. That right there is what changed my trading and helped me to become consistent. It was reading a chart, but understanding a bull and bear case scenario and why I'm taking a trade and why I'm getting out the trade other than just looking at a number. And for me, that mattered, right? Because trading's emotional. And so for me, like, it was like, okay, like, can I look at this and say, hey, like, this makes sense mentally and emotionally for me to get out this trade, because emotionally, if I stay in, it's going to cause me more pain. Logically, if I stay in, it doesn't make any sense because I'm just going to keep losing money. What I'm seeing in Bitcoin and Ethereum really is a push, like a very similar leg down, almost like another bear flag, to be honest with you. We have not reclaimed the swing highs at all. And, you know, like, that's a bearish scenario, right? Like, the swing high on Ethereum, I believe, was around 2,400. We're chopping at like 19, 2000, right? And we are just not really pushing higher. And I don't like to see that, because when there's a true bottom in, usually there's a V-shaped recovery, right? Like, and it doesn't mean not V-shaped in terms of, oh, we're going to hit whatever number it needs to go to and then recover to 100,000 or something like that. But V-shape in the sense that it's really going to, you know, it's going to have a V-shaped recovery in terms of, like, it's going to hit a bottom and then it's going to break the swing high, you know, something like that. So that's really what I'm looking for, and I'm not seeing that. So the choppiness is making me a little bit weary, to be honest with you. It's definitely making me keep an eye out on, like, the next leg down, if I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. So as of right now, 4-year theorists, you guys are still correct. You guys are calling the shots right now. All right, 4-year theorists calling the shots. And, you know, if that's the case, then we're gonna bottom October 3rd, somewhere in there. And if we're gonna bottom in crypto around October 3rd, like truly bottom and then have our recovery, honestly, guys, it could really line up with the regular market bottoming around that time too. I mean, you'll have August and September for the S&P 500 to have its correction, a nice 2 months to go down, what, 10-15%? That's pretty fair, actually, 2 months for that. And then you have a nice, strong bounce, and bottom will be in. So, anyways, guys, that's the video for right now. That's just my thoughts and the things that I kind of wanted to share with you. If there's anything that you guys want me to make a video on, please let me know. I do pay attention to all your guys' comments, and I will make the video, you know, on whatever it is that you're asking. So if you know, if there's any particular stock, any particular crypto coin, or, you know, altcoin or anything like that, please guys, just let me know. But that's it, guys. All right, until the next one. See ya.